We welcome you to the Voices of India's Energy Leaders exclusive podcast series powered by Energetica India Magazine. So today we have with us Mr. Prasoon Chaudhary, Director iNVERGY. Sir, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Ava.
So sir, starting off with the conversation, could you please briefly introduce yourself and your role at iNVERGY?
Yeah, so myself Prasoon, and I have been into power sector for past approximately 15 years, transiting from thermal to solar manufacturing, developing large scale projects, distributed solar, and lastly coming to energy storage as a manufacturer and solution provider. So throughout the journey, I have been looking onto India's energy demand rising drastically in past 15 years, and how India as a country has proven themselves on the international platform by accepting clean energy at a drastically rapid speed. So yeah, that's about me. So currently I am with iNVERGY as a co-founder and director. We at iNVERGY, we create energy solutions, particularly for the hybrid, off-grid, as well as energy storage market, right from residential to commercial, as well as utility. So currently, I'm taking care of technology and operations for iNVERGY India currently.
Okay. So could you also elaborate on iNVERGY's vision for India's solar manufacturing sector particularly?
Yeah, sure. So we at iNVERGY, we are actually focused to provide reliable as well as renewable energy round the clock for the country, and where every stakeholder linked, whether it is the community or the stakeholders or the investors or the country, like everyone should get the advantage. That's how we at iNVERGY work. For us, our biggest assets are our people. We are a people-driven company. We believe in that machines, capital, everything that can be arranged by everyone. Like, but what we believe is the real strength is your people, and that's the objective on which we work at iNVERGY. Uh, the major role of iNVERGY is actually to work in the direction where we can accelerate the transition from regular fossil fuels power to non-fossil fuel powers. So that's we are actually acting as a catalyst to accelerate this particular reaction.
Okay. So as you told me that you transitioned from thermal energy to now solar and storage, what made you step into this sector? What made you transition in this sector?
So I would tell you that transition from thermal or coal or gas based plants to solar energy is not, I would just say that it is not an industry change. It is actually building the next stage of the project. I don't feel that thermal and solar belongs to two different domains. I believe solar or renewable energy project was the next stage of development for thermal power projects, because for a professional who has been into thermal power projects, they have a wide experience of actually constructing a large scale power project. Secondly, they know, they have a great experience with how does grid stability works. Uh, since the capital deployed in a thermal power project is actually on a larger scale compared to a solar power project, so the professionals, again, they are very clear about how the cash flows really work. So if you'll see someone coming from thermal to solar, they come up with a great experience to build the next stage of power sector actually. So in my thinking, thermal and solar are not different. Solar was the next step, or renewable energy is the next step for actually building India's power requirement after thermal.
Okay. So as you have been in this industry for so long, what has shaped your leadership journey?
So I would like to tell you, like, I had been in I came to this industry because prior to this industry I had been with building efficiency businesses. I have been with automobiles. I have been with the telecom. But when I started with the renewable, post thermal days, I started as a supply chain procurement professional, operating into large scale solar EPC project. Later on, I was leading one of the verticals where I was into development of India's first uh, solar cell, as well as solar manufacturing, right from ingot to wafer. Later on, I was into my leadership was like then I joined a startup as a procurement lead, and later on, but today that startup is like it's a multi-million dollar developer here in India. Then I had built for an Indian multinational. I had built a complete photovoltaic ecosystem, right from manufacturing to projects, as a CEO, and that had been a long journey, approximately for a span of 5 years. Later on, after actually gaining the experience into different domains at different positions, right from an procurement engineer to a CEO, after a span of approximately 12 years, I decided to be an entrepreneur. And that's when I started my venture as a founder called AN3 Technopower Fuelon. And later on, we merged Fuelon with iNVERGY, and now currently I am leading iNVERGY uh, to take it to the next level.
So, if you have to mention one defining moment that this is the moment of my leadership journey, what would it be? And any challenges that you faced earlier which are now resolved?
I think after working on such good positions with different multinationals, when I decided to actually be an entrepreneur, it was very exciting for me. But again, like, entrepreneurship has its own challenges, which you come across in due course of time. So we like I myself, like, when I started my entrepreneur journey, we started with a factory in Navi Mumbai, and so when we started, energy storage was a very niche market. There was actually no market. There was only residential market which we were exploring those days. And so in to get our first order, I think after establishing the factory, we took approximately 8 months. So 8 months, zero revenue, and we had people with us, like whom we have to take care of. So it was a tough time for us, but again, like, we believed in our vision that we wanted to build this. And after being into power sector for so long, I knew that India needs battery energy storage systems. Otherwise, there is no second option, because the blend of what we are consuming as power today is like it's quite different. So if you'll see the recent reports, approximately 31% of our power consumption last year was only from renewable energy sources or non-fossil fuels. Where still we are actually consuming almost 60% of power from coal and gas-based plants. So energy storage is very much required for the RTC, the round trip power which is required from renewable. So energy storage is one of the solution, like, which is actually competitive enough to provide the results which we expect. And throughout the journey, yeah, there was tough time initially, but like then we started closing orders one by one. We People started accepting us, and today, like, when we have became a full scale utility BESS manufacturer company, I believe the experience what our clients also count us is the residential 40,000 plus sites which we have installed till date. um, I completely understand that those systems are very small compared to the size of systems which we are designing and executing today. But our team is like, after handling so many sites, our team has learned, we have learned with our mistakes, and all these learnings has actually given us more potential and knowledge to execute the next series of products which we brought, that is the utility scale BESS. But today, as a company, like, we are very stable in terms of technology, in terms of product, in terms of people, as well as in terms of financials. We at iNVERGY are like, we are a 100% subsidiary of GP Eco Solutions India Limited. We are an NSE listed entity, and so this year we have expanded. Like, we started our Mumbai factory with a 500 megawatt hour of battery manufacturing. Then we came to Noida. We started 2 factories like in the existing one, and now we are inaugurating our 3 gigawatt hour battery energy storage facility in Dasna, Ghaziabad. Apart from that, we are also into hybrid PCS inverters, then off-grid inverters and on-grid inverters. So we as a company, we believe in particularly tech products related to renewable energy. There is a lot which we are working on. I think the next financial year we will be coming up with some new set of products which is actually required for the transition what we are talking about into clean energy domain for India.
Okay. So do you think India has the required skill set, or is it difficult to, hire people?
For sure, I would say in India, uh, I would say India has the best skill set. Particularly, if you see why the foreign investments are actually very keen to come to India, is the cost at which we execute and we built is drastically low compared to anywhere in the world. Uh, and that too, with that most optimized cost, the quality of product we build, and that's the reason, like, you take any sector, whether it is automobiles, whether it is telecom, the best cars in the world get manufactured today in India. The best mobile phones in the world get manufactured today in India. We from India are exporting solar modules to the US, and I think in very short time, when it comes to BESS also, we will be executing the very same thing. I would like to here highlight the fact what the government has done to improve the skill set by bringing various policies as well as programs where the skill development has been focused. So all thanks to our Prime Minister for the skill development programs which have been brought in, due to which today India has a lot of professionals whose skill set has been developed in a particular domain, and where they are accelerating their career day by day, rather than having the educational qualification. They are believing more on the skill set, and I think that that's what is required for India. So I completely agree on the fact that India has large potential, as well as, like, we 140 plus crore individuals here are creating miracles. The best thing about our country is, or about our market, is that anyone else in the world, if they build a product, they need a market to sell it. And what about us is like, we build it here, we sell it here, we consume it here, and that makes the product as well as the company more viable, as well as financially stable. So our ecosystem is quite complex, but it actually works for us.
Okay. So I think according to you, there are no skill gaps, and in the energy storage sector, which is quite new, and people are not aware that much, like they're aware for solar modules and cells. So do you think that will take time, or?
I think every new subject takes time, and for energy storage, I think manpower, the day by day, the way the large scale manufacturing as well as large scale projects are actually coming here in India. So the demand for the people is also increasing. And I think in due course of time, once we reach somewhere around 2030, our installation base would be somewhere approximately 61 gigawatt hour. That's the numbers what it says, and that would be a deployment of approximately 60 billion dollars. And I think once in a market, 50 to 60 billion dollars are engaged in a certain product. That means you will have ample amount of people operating on the ground in the offices at the technology center. So it's going to be a curve which will be actually rapidly increasing towards the peak. And I think by 2030 we would have professionals all over the industry the way we have it today in the renewable energy sector. So it's all about time, and I think every industry takes time. We I think we as a BESS company or a BESS sector, we feel that it is going to happen more rapid compared to any other sector. Because like people or individuals or professionals, they have an idea about, they had been operating into the renewable energy sector. They know about how the switch gears operate, how the transformers work, everything. Like it is a bit concept about the battery, which they will have to they will come across in due course of time. And I think India will have great manpower who will be serving the world in next couple of years, particularly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts about the AI integration and digital monitoring that is being introduced?
Yeah, very important aspect, I would say, when we talk about AI integration with BESS. I would say currently also the battery energy storage. First, we need to understand why do we need this product. We need this product for grid stability. We are pumping a lot of solar, wind, all this energy is very intermittent. So when we pump so much of intermittent energy, because we can't do anything about it, we just produce and we push it towards the grid. Now we need someone actually which can stabilize this instability which is happening in the grid. And it can only be done by collecting a lot of data, processing a lot of data, and outcoming with the appropriate solution. So that's the only way it can be done. So when we talk about the BESS system, there's another a product in the same system called EMS, which is Energy Management System. The energy management system is further actually works on a master-slave mechanism where you have different masters and slaves working under it, which are actually taking data from the battery side, from the PCS side, from the grid side, from the solar side, from the demand side, and then the EMS compile all the data, and later on it gives you the best solution on the screen. So this is something which is required, and that is what the best the system can do. So I think AI has already been operating in this sector, and with due course of time, we will be actually refining it furthermore. So we as a company, we have an inbuilt product called Synergy. So Synergy is particularly focusing on EMS systems, real-time monitoring, data analysis, data mining. So we work on all those aspects in Synergy.
Okay, so you must be training people for
Yeah,
this sector.
yeah.
Is it difficult or are they aware?
So I'd say people are not aware, but when we hire similar kind of skill set. Like when we were hiring for our engineering team, we hired people from defense, we hired people from hardcore power electronics, we hired people from mechanical, we hired people from product development. And for them it took quite some 6 months of time, and today they are like one of the best who can operate in this industry. So It's all about the investment you do on your people, and the exposure you give to them, and later on, like, they come up with some excellent results. Like we at Invergy, we have found some of the best results in our product, which has come just from our team. So it is all about to build a new product. You have to hire people from similar, not the same, maybe the similar industries. And once they start, so we don't train them, they train them themselves. So they know what they have to, they are good at what they have to do. It's all about giving them a new subject, they analyzing the subject, they working on the subject and coming up with a new product. So I think our people train themselves. We don't train anyone. We just provide them the platform. We provide them the exposure. We ask them to travel throughout the globe to understand what is happening in the world, to analyze technologies, and they are the one who comes up with the product.
Okay, so being one of the leaders in this industry, if you have to place iNVERGY among your peers, where would you place it?
So, since I have been associate, so this is my own company. So I think I, now when I talk about placing Invergy, so we at Invergy, we are actually one of the market leaders in this particular segment. Because when we talk about our products and installations, they are completely made in India. So we don't do like white labeling, getting it done from other countries and selling it. Our battery energy storage systems are completely made in India. We have developed here right in India for India. So that's the USP. So when I talk about make in India for India product done in India, we are the market leaders for sure. And we are improving ourselves. We are improving our bandwidth with the new facilities which will be coming one after other in the next 24 months. We are planning approximately a 10 gigawatt hour cumulative capacity. We do it in next 24 months. And I think once we reach certain capacity where we are actually able to, we will be actually looking forward to export our products to different territories and continents. So I feel currently we are doing good. I don't want to number myself whether I'm one, two, or three, but we are doing very good. Our products are speaking rather than we speak. We have huge installation base already, and the utility sector in the next financial year, we are very clear that our installation base would be somewhere approximately 1300 to 1.5 gigawatt hour up and commissioning by financial year 26-27 gets over. So that's how Invergy is placed. Like we at Invergy, I'll tell you, like we don't evaluate ourselves. We don't evaluate our people. Everyone evaluates themselves. So the environment at Invergy is quite different. Actually, we ask everyone to think about how Invergy as a company can actually excel in what they are doing. Because every individual associated with the company, they actually accept the fact that if the company grows, they are going to grow for sure. And that is the reason, like, our attrition rate has been negligible. There had been negligible amount of people who had actually left us. There had been a lot of people who actually went and they came back because they understood, like uh, because like we at Invergy, we don't offer anything. We just offer that, like, please come, build, and let's create a value. So that's how we operate right now.
So you believe in quality rather than comparisons. That
Yeah,
is good to hear.
yeah.
So could you also tell us about your expansion plans in terms of any new partnerships or any new technologies that you're currently working on?
Yeah. So we are currently working, as I told, in the next financial year, like from April onwards, we will be coming up with some good products. Like we are working with some technology partners and big size OEMs who are actually into manufacturing of power conditioning units, the PCS required for the BESS system. So we may actually come up with those solutions in the next financial year. Apart from that, we are working on a 100% in-house built energy management system, which that also we plan to come up in the next financial year. We are working on other non-fossil fuels, uh, which we will be coming up in due course of time. And I think we are right now working in multiple directions, and we have a dedicated teams who are working on those directions, and results are continuously coming. Like we as a company, we just started in the year 2021, and it's just 2026. In a span of 5 years, like we have a strong presence and strong base throughout India, as well as now we are accelerating towards the export market as well. So this financial year 26-27, we will have our presence in approximately 3 to 4 continents, where iNVERGY projects will be distributed. So that's how we are operating right now. There are new things which will be coming, since we being a listed entity. We can't actually tell about our future plans well in advance, but in due course of time, we'll come to know that what is that we are bringing here in Virgin.
Okay. So how fast do you think the industry is going to change in the next 5 to 10 years? Any new trends that you are expecting?
I think see, so the Indian power scenario, the requirement scenario has been drastically changing day by day. I believe that any developing country, like we as a developing country, if our per capita income is increasing, that directly is proportional to the per capita power consumption. So, like, if someone was earning 20,000 and he was affording a single air conditioner, once he reaches 50,000, he will actually add up another two air conditioners. So, indirectly, the power consumption, the per capita power consumption is increasing, and we as a country, as we are seeing now, the trend is already there are no more American dreams where people want to go from India to America. Now, the time has come where people are shifting from other countries back to India, because India has a lot of potential, whether it is about technology, whether it is about economics, and whether it is about the earnings of the people. So end of the day, the net what comes in the pocket of any individual, whether someone sitting in any other continent, sitting in India, I think India has great opportunity now. So I think India is going to, like, our power requirement is going to change drastically, and since it is changing drastically, we would need a lot of installations to happen. I think our generating assets are already accelerated, and we are doing quite good. We have already crossed 100 plus gigawatt of solar installations, and approximately 50% of the total generating assets in India are currently non-fossil fuels, combining with small hydros as well as biomass, solar, wind, all of that. So I think that the next requirement which comes in is banking, which is storage. And I think storage, uh, being lithium based storage, we have actually evaluated different other technologies, whether it is sodium ion or it is about flow batteries. So I think there are two challenges which comes. One is the density, and second is the cost. So lithium, being a raw material which cannot be used for anything else. So lithium is something, if you make batteries, it is used, otherwise it is useless. So it is quite cost competitive. Secondly, the density is very high. So we have a really good optimized product with us right now, which is lithium based storage. And I think the lithium resources throughout the globe are much more sufficient for us to at least sustain for another 25 years of manufacturing. Although parallelly, I completely understand the market is also working towards the hydrogen as well as fuel cells. We are also exploring those particular verticals, but I think looking onto the current requirement. So when the India as a market is like, you need everything now. The reason is because our consumption is increasing drastically high. So at this particular time, so R&Ds can happen in parallel. but you can't stop the execution to wait for a better product. So it is all about you do the installation continuously and you parallelly work on the technology. Once this is developed enough, once this is proven enough, it will come into the mainstream. But I think till that time, the installation base of India would be approximately 100 gigawatt hour. So that's what the anticipation is, that we would be doing approximately 97 gigawatt hour of installations by 2032. So 97 gigawatt hour is a very big number. Looking onto the India's requirement, I think any kind of company which gets involved into this business will get their ROIs on time with such high volume of market available. So that's how it is right now.
Okay. So now we are on the last segment of our conversation. How do you keep updated on the industry's trends?
Okay. So I tell you, like the ideology at Invergy, or the ideology of the founder, Mr. Deepak Pandey, or me, or Mr. Astik Mani Tripathi, we feel that industry stakeholders, our peers, are very much actually required for India's clean energy transition. Reason being, I believe that all these stakeholders, if we keep hand in hand, whether we are developer, manufacturer, financiers, banks, execution, EPC companies, then only we can actually achieve such huge target which India actually needs to execute. One alone cannot actually make a big thing happen. So I believe that as well as we at Invergy, we believe in associations, in partnerships. We believe like if someone is good at something, we are always open to actually get that thing done from them. I think that's how any industry grows. It's not only about the renewable energy. If we talk about the automobiles, so there is an engine manufacturer which supplies engines to 90% of the car manufacturers here in India. That doesn't mean that the car manufacturers are not capable enough to put up an engine manufacturing company. It's all about they believe that the peer working with them is doing it extremely well. So why to actually again we at Invergy believe in one more thing, that whenever we do business, the size of the pie should increase. We don't want to take the major stake in the same size of pie, because when you take the stake in the same size of pie, one day the pie will get over. That means the market will get over. So it is more about we believe in what all businesses we enter into, what all businesses we do. It should be particularly that whenever we invest even a rupee, the size of the pie should increase, the market size should. So that's what we believe at Inverge.
What are your thoughts about the industry media? Are they doing fine? You are getting all the information. And if you have to rate Energetica on that 1 to 10 scale, where would you rate it?
So I think media has a great role in educating I would say every individual who is associated in the entire ecosystem, whether it is the end consumer or the manufacturer or the developer or the EPC or the government actually. I think in the Indian scenario, media has done a great job by. I see that I had been into this since early 2010s and times. I have been seeing that earlier Indian media agencies were not involved into technical seminars or webinars or anything sort of that. But this has actually helped, first of all, the end client to understand what they are really buying. Second, the manufacturers and implementation companies and the developers to actually reach out their product to the end client. Today, end client, whenever he buys a solar system or energy storage system, he knows like approximately 30% to 40% about the product. So that has been done by the media, like all thanks to the media involved in this. Apart from that, the cost, uh, by like government defining a certain price of EPC cost. If media would have been not there, because like the end client, it is difficult to get what is the cost which government has actually linked or associated. And I think with the media webinars, the articles, the magazines, it has kept everyone updated, everyone connected, I would rather say. A manufacturer knows what a developer has done, what bids he has won, so the manufacturer can actually discuss that. The developer knows that what a manufacturer is manufacturing, so whether it is suitable for his particular project. So I think it has kept, the media has kept every peer and stakeholder very well connected. And the government also takes a lot of inputs from the media, and that is the reason, like we have such good policies today which are operating, whether it is PM Kusum or PM Suryagrah. I would say like these had been some of the best and fantastic policies which are operating throughout the globe, not India, I am telling. Talking about building up a solar plant on an agriculture feeder, who would actually think that? And we have a multi gigawatt policy here in India, just operating on that particular subject. Same with the PM Suryagrah. See, uh, getting a solar plant on your roof was not so fascinating till the time government actually came up with some brilliant subsidies, as well as brilliant policies, the online portals. Like, who would think? See, I'd say the way India is very famous and has been appreciated throughout the globe for the digital payment mode, the UPI. I would say like the time is very near there where India would be appreciated for handling such huge portals, where like we as an economy, like having population more than 150 cr, and everything is happening online. The file gets uploaded, approved, everything. You get the certificate online, so it doesn't happen actually anywhere where the volumes are so big. So I think media had done a great work in the past 10, 12, 15 years. Whereas I think talking about Energetica, I had been following Energetica on your articles, your magazines. I think you guys are doing a great job. Actually, when we have talked a lot about transition, I would now talk about transmittance. Like, you had been transmitting a lot of data to people, and actually the correct data, because that's your responsibility as a media company. So it's not, again, like, I don't rate people. As I told, I talk about quality of work someone had been doing, and you had been doing great job. Good luck, and I think you guys will do miracles. That's from my
Okay,
side.
thank you for that.
Bye.
Since we are here at the Smartery India Expo, why do you think such platforms are important, and any new trends that you have seen here this year?
So I'll tell you, we at iNVERGY, we believe in like doing all sort of marketing, as well as like when it comes to exhibiting. We exhibit on all the major exhibitions which happens in India as well as globally. uh, our idea to actually exhibit in an exhibition is not about selling our product. It is more about understanding the kind of market that territory has. What is the actual requirement of that particular market? When we come to Gujarat, it is all about, this exhibition is all about, maybe we manufacture a 3 kilowatt inverter, but the Gujarat needs a 3.1 kilowatt inverter. So that is what we take off from these exhibitions. So once we go back, this was the demand which is there in that particular market. And then we establish a particular channel, and accordingly we bring the technology and the product to that particular territory. So again, as we told, like we are like we are very much interested in understanding markets, and that's why like we are currently having 40 plus channel partners with iNVERGY who are operating in almost all the states here in India. And very soon we are going international. Like we have already planned next 3 months we will be there in majority of the countries. So the only reason is that we want to give service at your doorstep. We want to send the product at your doorstep, and that is the best a company can do for its customer. So giving a quality product at your convenience, at your convenient time. So that's what we want to give to our clients.
Any message you would like to give the young entrepreneurs who are looking forward to enter this industry in 30 seconds?
I would just take 2 seconds. Two young entrepreneurs or young engineers who are actually looking this as an industry, guys. You are the architects for the next energy future. Please come and join. This industry is. So if I have to talk commercially, I would tell them there was a time when used to get a job in oil and gas sector, it was considered this is the best job you could actually get, because the biggest giants like Shell or the big companies, the top 5 companies were the oil and gas companies. But I would say that the sun is coming down and power sector is the new giant. This is the sector which can give you maximum exposure, maximum reliability, as well as the best, you can be best paid off on this particular sector. It's just that you have to select the right set of people, right company to start your career with. That's it.
Okay. So that was a great conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much.